In the previous part of the lecture, we had a look at two different representations for the equation of a straight line, including the gradient-intercept form, y equals mx plus c. Following on from that, we'll have a look at the gradient in a bit more detail, and we'll try to find the gradient of a straight line given a pair of coordinates. If we draw a line parallel to the x-axis, the gradient, or slope of this line, m, is going to equal 0. If we draw another line, sloping upwards as we move from left to right, the gradient is going to be positive. The steeper the line, the greater the value of m. If we move down as we go from left to right, the gradient is going to be less than 0. The greater the downward slope, the more negative the value of m. Let's have a look at how we calculate m then. If we consider a straight line and 2 points A and B, A has the coordinates x1, y1, and B has the coordinates x2, y2. We'll start by creating a right-angled triangle with these points. And we'll label the point next to the right angle C. The distance BC, we'll call that delta y, which just means the change in y, or the difference in the y values. That's going to equal y2 minus y1. And the change in x is the difference between the two x values along AC. So the length of AC is delta x. And we'll write that as x2 minus x1. The gradient, or the slope of the line along AB, if we call that m again, we can write m is equal to the change in y, delta y, divided by the change in x, or delta x. Of course, we know we can write this in the differences between the x and y values, so we can write m as being equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That's a very useful little formula for calculating the gradient of a straight line given a pair of coordinates. Lastly then, let's have a look at a numerical example. If we have the 2 points A, 3, negative 2, and B, 4, 2, we want to find the gradient of the straight line passing through those 2 points. So we know that m is equal to delta y over delta x, which is going to equal y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So looking at the values and the coordinates, y2 minus 1 is going to be 2 minus 2, and x2 minus x1 is going to be 4 minus 3. So therefore, the gradient m will equal 4. Now have a go at the multiple choice question.